Are you a big fan of anime where the MC is killed by truck-kun? Would you like to know about some anime where the MC, for whatever reason, dies in the very first episode? Well, you're in luck, as this is a place to come to find out. Welcome back to Comet's Top 5s, where today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 5 anime where the MC dies in the first episode. If you want to see more content like this, make sure to like this video, hit that subscribe button, as well as click that bell icon for notifications on upcoming content. With that said, let's jump right into our top 5 picks, shall we? Number 5. Saga of Tanya the Evil. What better anime to start off this list than with Saga of Tanya the Evil, where the MC was murdered in the very first episode, and then forced to be reincarnated into a world where he would suffer for the lack of his faith. This anime follows a cocky salaryman who is reincarnated into the body of a little girl, in a world very similar during the events of World War II back in the day, but with magic. To force Tanya into a state of faith, the god of reincarnation does everything he can to make Tanya suffer. Of course, this backfires on the god, as our MC has a high aptitude for magic, allowing her to enlist in the military. With her determination to spit in the face of this god, she works her way up the ladder and finds herself at the rank of lieutenant by the age of 10, even receiving the nickname the Devil of the Rhine. Not only is Tanya extremely ruthless when it comes to moving up the ranks, but she will step on the backs of anyone, even indirectly, to get her way. Let's not forget that insanely evil grin that she gets when a plan falls into place for her too. Even though Tanya hasn't really learned anything from being reincarnated into a new life, if you're looking for an anime where you can root for the villain, then check out the Saga of Tanya the Evil. Number 4. Jobless Reincarnation. Next up on our list, we have Jobless Reincarnation, which is actually the first anime on our list to have an appearance from the Grim Reaper of Death, truck-kun. Because technically, Saga of Tanya the Evil, it was more train-kun, but you get what I'm saying. We don't get too much story as to what happened, but we do get to see our MC die at the very beginning of the episode, only to be reincarnated into another world as a newborn, with all of his prior memories. This first episode sets up the character of Rudius Greyrat, who was previously a 34-year-old shut-in. He was able to preserve all of his knowledge and memories from his prior life, which allowed him to not only quickly adapt to his environment, but also to excel at using magic at such a young age. It is because of this that he meets one of our other MCs, a mage named Roxy, who helps him hone his magic skills as a magic caster. After he excels beyond Roxy, he begins to learn swordplay from his father, and even meets another MC, an elf named Sylphie. Of course, his trials have only just begun, as due to his achievements, he is sent off to tutor yet another MC, Eris, a hot-headed tsundere. Oh, did I forget to mention our MC is also a huge perv? Yeah, if you're looking for hilarious isekai anime with a pervy MC, Jobless Reincarnations is a perfect choice. Number 3. Wise Man's Grandchild. Now, I couldn't pass up talking about Wise Man's Grandchild, as this isekai anime follows our MC Shin Wolford, who died in his previous life as a salaryman, only to be reincarnated and raised by one of 2 legendary heroes of Earlside, Merlin and Melita. Merlin raised Shin out in the middle of nowhere, and due to the intense environment, Merlin's teachings, and Shin's insane magic capacity by the age of 8, not only had he become comprehensive in magic not even Merlin understood, but he was able to single-handedly defeat a demon bear. Not only was he insanely strong with combat magic, but Melita also taught Shin enchantment magic, which took his enchanted gear to a whole other level. Upon his 15th birthday, though, it was apparent that Shin lacked common sense and social skills due to his isolation, so he was enrolled in the kingdom's magic academy to learn how to integrate into society. His life would be anything but normal, though, as he possessed skills that could turn the world on its head if ever discovered. If you are looking for an OPMC who loves to experiment with the concepts of magic, then check out Shin Wolford in Wise Man's Grandchild. Number 2. Buso Rankin. So this next anime is going to be a hit or miss for some fans, because for a lot of people when this aired, it bore a striking resemblance to another anime. To that I say, give it a try, and it might just surprise you. It follows our MC Kazuki Muto, who doesn't really have a care in the world. That is, until he tries to save a mysterious girl from being impaled by a snake homunculus. In doing so, Kazuki is impaled through the heart and dies. Due to his heroics, Tokiko feels that she is responsible for his death, so she uses a spare Kakugane to replace his heart and bring him back to life. When Kazuki awakes, he finds himself back in his dorm, thinking it was all a dream. Kazuki would later find out there's an ongoing war between alchemist warriors Warriors and Homunculus, and to Tokiko's surprise, he wanted to be right in the middle of it. Kazuki received the Busa ranking the Sunlight Heart, which was an insanely huge lance that he had to learn how to use. This, coupled with his training from other alchemist warriors, make him pretty strong over the series. So if you're looking for an anime MC who dies in the first episode doing something heroic, then why not suspend your disbelief for a moment and give Busa ranking a shot. Now we can't have a top 5 list without some honorable mentions. Zombieland Saga. What honorable mentions list would be complete without another appearance from Truck-kun, killing some bystander? Zombieland Saga follows 7 pop idols from different time periods, who are brought back to life to form the next up-and-coming pop idol group to save Saga's declining idol business. The story mainly focuses on our MC Sakura, who just can't catch a break when it comes to unfortunate events in her life. When she finally sets her mind on becoming a pop idol, she's hit by Truck-kun right outside of her house, while on the way to send in her demo. To say she has bad luck is an understatement, but when she is revived, she is the first one of the zombies to regain her consciousness, even though she has no memory of her life before becoming a zombie. Of course, nobody knows these girls are zombies and they do their best to hide it from the world, as they become up-and-coming pop idols. If you're looking for an anime about a girl who dies and then becomes a zombie, then Zombieland Saga is a good choice for you. Konosuba. So what honorable mentions list would be complete without the insanely funny and cringy anime Konosuba? I have to admit this was probably the funniest death on this list, as Kazuma's death is so embarrassing. When he comes face to face with the goddess Aqua, she straight up laughs at him. He's given 2 choices by Aqua to either go on to the afterlife or being reincarnated into a fantasy world. Of course, our MC chooses to be reincarnated, and with that, he will be granted 1 item that he can take with him to this new world, so that he can defeat the Demon Lord. Considering Aqua found his death to be quite hilarious, he decided that the 1 item he would choose would be the goddess herself. Unfortunately, after he is reincarnated, he realizes that the fantasy life isn't it's all cracked out to be, as they get stuck working menial jobs just to pay for living expenses. It doesn't help that Aqua is also completely useless as well. So if you're looking for an insanely hilarious anime with a useless goddess, then watch Konosuba. Number 1. 7 Senses of the Ryun. 7 Senses of the Ryun doesn't get a lot of hype, and most of you have probably never heard of it, but don't let that fool you, as it's a hidden gem. Not only does this anime revolve around an MMORPG, but one of the MCs actually dies while hooked up to it, and ends up trapped inside the game long after her death. This anime follows the party members of Subaru, who at the time are a group of kids among the top-ranked players in the game. They end up going their separate ways after the death of their party member Asahi, who suffered a heart attack while playing against the final boss. 6 years after her death, Haruto, one of the party members, decides to log on to the new version of Union called Reunion. In the game, he reunites with Asahi, who he believed to be some kind of glitch or electronic ghost. Haruto is later convinced that this is the real Asahi, and with her tenacity, they try to track down all the other members of their former party to try and figure out how all of this came to be. It's a solid watch if you want an RPG anime where one of the MCs dies in the first episode, and it's why it had to come in at number 1 on our top 5 list. Well, that's our picks for the top 5 anime where the MC dies in the first episode. What did you think of our top 5? What MCs would you have added or changed? You can let us know down in the comments below. Don't forget, if you want to see more content like this, to like this video, hit that subscribe button, as well as click that bell icon for notifications on upcoming content. With that said, thanks for tuning in to Comet's Top 5s, and I'll see you on our next top 5 video.